You never know what you may run into when you explore different neighborhoods of New York. Like this quiet, leafy part of the Corona neighborhood of Queens. Typical middle-class neighborhood until you turn a corner and find a little piece of history. The Louis Armstrong house.
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
The place the man called Satchmo lived most of his life. It's a National Historic Landmark.
Louis really is the single most important person in the history of the music we call jazz.
The king of jazz lived in Queens. And here in the midst of this quiet, leafy Corona neighborhood, you get a sense of the life he and his wife Lucille lived for more than 4 decades.
My name is Harvey Fisher, and I'll be your tour guide today.
And he's not the only guide.
We couldn't afford no den, and never heard a day ago we'd better sleep in that room.
It's not the ghost of Louis, but recorded stories play as you tour his old haunt. It's a time warp, untouched mid-20th century Queens. 14,000 visitors walked through this modest home of the jazz legend last year, see the things that he cared about most and learn about the life he led.
There's a story behind this portrait. It was painted by young Tony Bennett.
It sits in what today would be considered his man cave, his study where he practiced and worked on his craft.
Armstrong was not just a great artist, who many people put up there with Picasso and Joyce and other great artists of the 20th century, but also was a tremendous human being.
Involved in the civil rights movement, charity, and helping kids, it's all on the walls and the halls of the shrine to one of the sons of Corona.
Where sunset in the sky.
What you learn about in this house on a quiet, leafy street in a working-class neighborhood of Queens.
And friends don't pass you by.
The Sweet Spot. I'm Mike Sugerman, WCBS News Radio 880.